Hey everyone, I'm Liz, and today I'm going to show you how I made these fox ears out of crochet. Some things that you're going to need are some orange yarn for the outer ear, some black yarn also for the outer ear, some white yarn for the inner ear, a pair of scissors to cut your yarn off, a needle to sew your ears onto whatever you're going to sew them to, and a crochet hook. I'm using a size E. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take my white yarn. I'm going to make a slip knot. I'm going to insert my hook into the loop, and now I'm going to chain 11. 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I had made the inner ears for the rabbit ears tutorial that I made, I had a problem with some gaps showing between the row of of chain and the row of single crochet that I made. So this time I'm going to just do a row of slip stitches instead, and that's going to act as the foundation. So in the third chain from the loop, from the hook, I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. And now I'm going to slip stitch until I get back to the bottom of the work. So I've slip stitched all the way back down to the bottom of the row. So now I'm going to chain up. So I'm going to do one chain and turn the work around. And then into those slip stitches that I just made, I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, and single crochet. And I'm going to single crochet until I get to the top, which is going to be the tip of the ear right here, so I can increase. Now that I've gotten up to the top, I'm going to add an increase. So in this corner here, I'm going to crochet once, and then into the same corner, I'm going to crochet again. And then into the next stitch, I'm going to increase one more time. So I'm going to single crochet once, pull up another loop in the same space, and single crochet again. And now I'm going to continue to single crochet until I get back to the bottom. Okay, so I finished with the last stitch of the row going around. So in order to get to the next row, I'm going to chain up and turn the work around. And now for this row, I'm going to increase at the middle of both sides. So I'm going to go on for 4 more stitches of single crochet, and then on the 6th stitch, I'm going to add an increase. So here's 1, so the chain counts as 1, and now there's 2, and here's the 3rd one, 4th one, and I need to add 1 more for the 5th, and now on the next stitch, which is the 6th, I'm going to increase. So there's 1 and 2. And now I'm going to continue on until I get to the top. Okay, so I've reached the top, and now that I'm in the middle stitch between the 2 rows, I'm going to increase that middle stitch. So there we go. And now I'm going to go on until I get to the stitch that's across from the increase I put on this side. So once I get to this stitch here, I'm going to add another increase. Okay, and now for the next stitch, I'm going to increase. So I'm going to into the same stitch, single crochet. And now I'm going to continue till I get to the bottom again. So now that I'm at the end of the row, I'm going to chain up to get to the next row. I'm going to turn the work around, and I'm going to continue for another row, and this time I'm going to add my increases, one at the tops of each side. So I'm just going to single crochet all the way across until I get to the top of the ear. So now I'm at the top of the ear again. I'm going to increase the next stitch. So I'm going to single crochet, and then into that same stitch I'm going to single crochet again. And then I'm going to go one in the middle, and then in the next space I'm going to increase again. So there's one, and then into the same space, increase. And now I'm going to just single crochet until I get back to the bottom of the row. Okay, so I finished with the last stitch of the row. So I could stop at this point. It really depends on how big you want your ears to be. This is just going to be the inner ear part, and the back of the ear is going to be at least as big as this, but I want mine to be a little bit bigger than this, so I'm going to do one more row. So I'm going to chain up and turn the work around, and then for this row, just like I did the row before the row I just did, I'm going to increase on this side and this side, and then I'm going to do one at the middle of the top. So now I'm going to single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the next stitch I'm going to increase. So I'm going to single crochet, and then into that same stitch I'm going to single crochet again. And now I'm going to continue single crocheting until I get to the tip of the ear. So I'm at the tip of the ear, and now I'm going to add now I'm going to add an increase. So I'm going to single crochet, and then into the same stitch I'm going to single crochet again. And now I'm going to continue to single crochet until I get to the stitch that's across from my increase here. So I'm going to continue until I get to this stitch here. Okay, and now the next stitch I'm going to increase. I'm going to single crochet once, and then into the same stitch I'm going to pull up a loop and single crochet again. And now I have another increase on this side. So I'm going to continue single crocheting until I get back to the bottom of the row, and then the inner ear part will be just about done. Okay, so I've gotten to the end of the row, and now I'm going to attach the bottoms together. So I'm going to fold these two at the bottom, and I'm going to insert my hook into the two corners. I'm going to pull up a loop, and then I'm going to slip stitch. And then I'm going to continue slip stitching until I get to the tail that I started at the beginning. So there's a third slip stitch, and now one more should be enough. And now I'm going to just chain one to finish. I'm going to get my scissors and cut off my yarn here. Okay. And now here's the inner ear part of the ear that we're going to make. And now I just have to do the exact same thing to have a set of two. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my black yarn, and I'm just going to cut a small piece of it off so that I can mark a spot. So now that my inner ear part is folded in half, I'm going to decide where I want to start the black part of the ear. And I'm going to go with around here, which is about halfway up. But I'm going to go into these 2 stitches. I'm going to pull the black through one of them. And then I'm going to leave that black in there. Let me just pull the other side through. I'm going to leave that there to mark where I'm going to end my row. And then on the other side, I'm going to put my hook through the other way. I'm going to begin my next row. I'm going to pull up a loop and chain 2. And then I'm going to continue to single crochet all the way around until I get to the spot that I marked on the other side. And I'm also going to take my tail through and hide it on the inside as I go. And also in this row, I'm going to increase at the tips of the ears. So the very next stitch, this is, I'm just going to add an increase. So there's 1 stitch, and then I'm going to pull up a loop and single crochet again. And now I'm going to add 1 stitch of single crochet and another. And then in the next stitch after that, 2 stitches of single crochet away from the increase, I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, single crochet, and then into the same space, increase again. Now I'm going to continue to single crochet until I get down to my marked stitch. So the next stitch is the one with the marker, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the marker out. I'm going to single crochet into that stitch, and now I'm going to end the row, and I'm going to chain up to get to the next row. Now I'm going to turn the work around and continue to single crochet, and I'm going to increase 1 more time at each of the corners at the top. Okay, so in this next stitch, I'm going to pull up a loop again and increase. And then I'm going to single crochet for 2 more stitches. And then in the very next stitch, after 2 stitches after this last increase, I'm going to pull up another loop and increase again. And now I'm going to single crochet until I get back to the bottom of the black part of the row. Okay, so on that last part of the row, I'm going to single crochet and then chain up to get to the next row. So I'm going to turn the work around, and I'm going to continue to crochet, to single crochet. And this time, I'm just going to increase in the very middle at the top. Okay, so the next stitch is the middle. I'm going to pull up a loop and single crochet, and then into that same stitch, pull up another loop and single crochet. And now I'm going to continue until I get back to the bottom of the black part. Okay, so now the last, this is the last row that I'm going to do in black, so I'm going to chain 1 and then slip stitch to that first, to the last stitch of the row. Then I'm going to cut off my yarn. And now I'm going to work on the back of the ear.